users claiming that Eminem is an industry plant, to the rumor that Drake had XXX Tentacion eliminated, these are some of rap's craziest conspiracies. First, let's start with hip-hop's dark connection to the Illuminati.
There's no artist in this industry that's doing major numbers with these platforms that haven't sold their soul.
In 1971, the Illuminati's book trilogy would be released, reminding the world of the existence of the Illuminati, a secret organization comprised of the rich and powerful of the society seeking to control the world. The books were fictional adaptations, but were mixed in with enough truth to make it seem somewhat believable. However, by 1995, the Illuminati would make their first appearance in hip-hop through the rapper Prodigy and his line from I Shot Ya, saying, "Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Secret society, trying to keep the This simple line was dished out in the middle of a triangle of beef involving Tupac, Prodigy, and Keith Murray. Unsurprisingly, the Illuminati rumors kicked off from there, since anything involving Tupac during that time...
I think they all did, too.
It also didn't help that Tupac himself referenced the Illuminati in multiple songs. He even explained how he first heard about them.
I think Keith Murray's still alive.
That's why I put the K to it. The niggas is telling me about this Illuminati shit while I'm in jail, right? Like, right. That's another way to keep yourself esteem low. That's another way to keep you unconfident. Right. And I'm putting the K because I'm killing that Illuminati shit.
Since that time, the Illuminati theory has only gotten stronger in hip-hop. From Jay-Z's Rock Nation hand sign depicting the triangle from the Eye of Providence, to Drake's OVO imprint depicting an owl, which was the preferred animal for the founders of the Illuminati. Everything down to Lil Wayne's tattoos and Kanye West's music video for Power have all been criticized by theorists for having satanic symbolism. But if you ask Kanye, it's all just a distraction from the real people who secretly run the world. Where do I start? People ask me shit about Illuminati. First off, fuck that mean. When they think a nigga is stupid rich, people just start coming up with stupid shit. When asked about his ties to the Illuminati in 2015,
drop a comment real quick. Y'all believe in the Illuminati? It's your boy, what's up, G? Don't forget to drop a like.
Kanye West said, if there was actually an Illuminati, it would be more like the energy companies, not celebrities that gave their life to music and who are pinpointed as decoys for people who really run the world. I'm tired of people pinpointing musicians as the Illuminati. However, some artists do quite the opposite, leaning into all the conspiracy theories and even claiming that they are part of the group.
This Illuminati flight school, you already heard me. He is in Illuminati, I'm in Illuminati.
Yeah, they said, did I sell my soul? Should I just tell them the truth? It's time for me to just keep it 100 with y'all. Yes, they got me in this shit. I don't know. I can't get out of it. I'm getting too much money. I don't want to get out of it.
To this day, people aren't really sure whether the Illuminati actually exists or not. Still, most people seem to agree that there is some form of secret organization that influences the industry in some capacity. But where the conspiracy falls short is the idea that every single successful person is a part of said organization. This especially holds true after the release of Cat Williams' controversial interview earlier in 2024.
So there was a crossroads where we were both invited to an Illuminati thing, and it had to be one or the other of us, and decisions had to be made. So it was both of us, we were equal. One of us had to cut off all their hair and couldn't do the sideburn thing no more with the points. And the next person they said was going to get $200 million because they were going to pay him $10 million.
You talking about Ludacris?
20 movies.
Yeah, it's disrespectful because people act like they don't believe in God and hard work. And it only seems like black people do that to each other.
It's like, how can you discredit these people for working all their motherfucking life, and now since they doing so well, they gotta be down with the devil?
However, there's only one person in hip-hop that we can truly label as the devil. He's said to have crushed anyone who got in his way, and is currently in prison serving out a 28-year sentence. You see, most people believe that the rapper...
So what is Diddy?
Died it's pretty believable, being that he was known to live a promiscuous lifestyle, fathering 7 children with 6 different women. Some people, like hip-hop legend Frost, strongly believe that there was way more to his passing than people let on.
No girl has ever came forward saying that they got the AIDS virus from Easy or thing. I'm gonna tell you what happened with Easy getting AIDS, and I believe this to this day. And I don't care if you guys got it on film. You could tell the world. They gave him tainted needles with acupuncture needles that tainted him and gave it to him because he got hurt in Honda Valley on quad runners, and he was riding quads. And what happened was that someone, I won't say the name, but people know the name. I don't want to say that name because it's the devil's name. But you know, another person in rap, if you know your history of rap, calls him a devil. So if you know your history in rap, or West Coast rap, you know who I'm saying.
What's weird about Eazy-E's death is just how quickly he succumbed to the illness. From a diagnosis in February to a death certificate in March, it didn't make sense for him to pass on that quickly, especially because he was said to be perfectly fine and normal in the months leading up to the diagnosis.
That's crazy.
Another interesting thing to note is that his wife and kid born a year prior didn't get the disease.
And that's crazy because Suge Knight came out with an interview. He talking about Suge Knight, and he was talking about how you could unalive somebody by just giving them some needles with the AIDS virus within it. And he was laughing and joking about it, but Eazy-E was really unalive for that reason. It's crazy.
Have you even heard of somebody dying in 2 weeks of AIDS, bro? Come on, man. This is unheard of, bro. It was like, I'm in the hospital. I contracted the AIDS virus. 2 weeks later, March 26th or whatever, I fall out and I die.
To give some context as to why this theory holds some water, it's important to note that the late 80s to early 90s were a time where the entire hip-hop scene was being run by the NWA crew, who were signed through Eazy-E and his Ruthless Records label. However, things went sour between his crew when Dr. Dre figured out they were getting exploited by Eazy-E and his manager Jerry Heller. Dr. Dre tried to leave the predatory deal, but was denied exit by Eazy-E, and that's when Dr. Dre brought in Suge Knight, a retired football player with a lot of street ties, who was just dipping his feet into the music industry. He was brought in to handle the situation and get Dre out of the contract with Ruthless Records so he could sign with Death Row. But this would mark the beginning of Suge Knight's notorious run in the music industry. It was said that he allegedly threatened Eazy-E and his manager with baseball bats, and when he didn't give in, Suge Knight pulled a piece of paper with his mom's address on it, forcing him to release Dr. Dre. After this, it was said that Eazy-E was planning to get rid of Suge Knight, but was convinced not to by his manager since they were still making a ton of money off selling records, and it wouldn't be worth it if he ended up in jail. But sadly, it seemed like the devil got him first. After recording Real Motherfucking G's, which was a diss track on Dr. Dre. Fast forward all these years later, and now there's a long-running conspiracy theory that Suge Knight was actually the one who killed Eazy-E by injecting the NWA legend with AIDS. And this theory would only intensify in 2003 when Suge Knight made an appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live following his release from jail. During the interview, he shockingly revealed that his preferred method of eliminating someone was by injecting them with AIDS, rather than shooting them, and even referred to it as the Eazy-E thing.
It's a new thing, right?
Yeah.
See, if somebody gonna do something about it, see, technology is so high, right?
Right.
So if you shoot somebody, you go to jail forever. Some kids, you don't want to go to jail forever, right? So they got this new thing out there. People sell them all the time. They got this stuff they call, they get blood from somebody with AIDS, and then they shoot you with it.
Oh, so that seems bad.
That's a slow death.
Yeah.
The Eazy-E thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay.
However, one of the group's
That's crazy. That's the interview I was talking about.
This rumor in May of 2023 on the Impulsive podcast where he said,
How would he do
through
that?
Through an intravenous needle.
And Easy would never tell anybody that.
No, maybe Easy didn't even know, because you just poke somebody like, and they don't even know. Maybe they were at a club or some shit, you know.
Nah, I think if somebody poke you with one of them goddamn needles, you know, you know,
Stupid ass.
you know. I mean,
told-
just say this happened. Easy would tell somebody this motherfucker poked me with some shit.
No, but it does happen. It does happen in clubs. Remember, Dylan? Didn't it used to be a thing for a while where like people were doing that, and like you might not even.
Now, if he was
notice.
unconscious, and I don't know, you know, it's like I don't know. It just sounds
Crazy.
If Easy would have known he got poked, he would have said something. If he didn't know he got poked, then the conspiracy lives on.
it wouldn't be a hip-hop conspiracy video if we didn't talk about one of the most controversial artists to ever emerge from the genre. As Eminem
That's
rapped,
crazy.
he had dominating hip-hop since he teamed up with Dr. Dre and Jimmy Iovine in 1997. Some people believe that his placement in the game was orchestrated by the elites. And instead of him making it to the top through his lyricism or song-making abilities, the white rapper from Detroit, Michigan became one of the earliest examples of industry plants infiltrating the music scene. According to Wikipedia, the term industry plant commonly refers to musicians who quickly find success regardless of skill or merit, and purposely describe themselves as self-made and independent despite being heavily supported by a record label, or having other resources and connections to the music industry that they intentionally hide, while also being more focused on business than artistic expression. If you've listened to Eminem for any period of time, you would immediately be able to tell that none of these terms could be used to describe Eminem. While it might seem like he had a quick rise to fame because of the Dr. Dre cosign, people fail to mention the years he spent on the battle rap scene, scrapping by for any opportunity he could get.
Great can come from anywhere. When the intern in my office says to me, I saw this guy at the rap battle last night, I said, if you get me a CD, I will give it to Dre.
I would go to Jimmy's house and have listening sessions. He was trying to help me figure out where I was going to go with my music. He would take me down to his garage. There was cassette tapes everywhere. And I remember him picking up this cassette tape. He pops this in. And I was like, what the fuck? And who the fuck is that? Rewind that. Play that again.
It's no surprise that industry greats like 50 Cent always seem to come to M's defense whenever people cast doubt on him because of his race.
Hip-hop is black music, without question. And unfortunately for some people, it's tough to accept that you got a white artist that does it better than black artists. It is what it is. You know, and you can put either one, you can get whoever you feel like is the best black artist and stand them face to face in a room with him, and he will eat that alive. Right now, if you had them prepare themselves in whatever way they would have to prepare themselves to come to battle, and I bet what I have, everything I have.
But this doesn't stop people like Lord Jamar from trying to discredit Eminem's entire career whenever he's in front of the camera.
And at the end of the day, a lot of their success comes from the machine's bias towards their skin color. And they have to know that and realize that. Don't let your fucking sales fool you, because sales have nothing to do with how good you are. That's just how sellable you are. That's just, you're easy to sell. That doesn't mean you're quality.
However, Eminem has propagated a few conspiracies on his own. In his viral 2018 MGK diss track, Eminem spits, "Bakels, the day you put out a hit is the day that Diddy admits that he put out the hit that got Pac killed." Although he claimed his bar was just a joke at the end of the song, the seeds were already planted, and it got people talking about the mysterious murder of Tupac Shakur. You see, Tupac and Suge Knight had been in beef with Diddy of Bad Boy Records, which involved a lot of gang violence between the two camps. So
But it's crazy because that ended up being true also. Because Keefy D, if y'all remember Keefy D, he was going on a media run. He was doing a world marathon of media runs, talking about how he unalived Tupac. And originally, the money that got put on Tupac's head came from Diddy. So Eminem wasn't lying right there. He said, you know, it came from Diddy. That the actual hit that happened to Tupac, it wasn't necessarily from Diddy, because Tupac did beat up Orlando Brown, and then Orlando Brown wanted to spin, but his uncle, who was in the car, was in the room when Diddy put the hit out, and then he went to go collect the money as if they did it for Diddy. So yeah, he wasn't lying.
Died in 1996, a lot of fingers were pointed towards Diddy as one of the prime suspects. At the time,
the diddler. Hate this guy, bro.
More and more people piecing together the story. A documentary would be released claiming that Diddy was responsible for the crime. When he discussed the documentary on The Breakfast Club, his response only fueled further suspicions.
Now, it was this documentary that claimed, which we know wasn't true.
Yeah, check this out. We don't talk about things that are nonsense. We don't even entertain nonsense.
Look at him with the pen. He nervous.
With all due respect, but I appreciate you as a journalist asking. Thank you.
But you listen, 7 years ago, I'd have been like, yo, did you hire somebody to kill Bob? But no, you do it like a journalist.
Yeah. No, I mean, we wouldn't even get into nonsense like that. You know what I'm saying? It's nonsense.
This reaction from Diddy got people saying stuff like this
Look,
in the comments.
he brushing his hair backwards.
I've been around many liars in my lifetime. Puff lying. Body language speaks volumes.
Yeah, he brushing his hair backwards, bro.
As with all the new information coming to light about Diddy's many crimes and the alleged killer of Tupac's
oh my God, diddler.
In some capacity.
Keefe is now charged with ordering Tupac Shakur's murder. Keefe told the cops years ago that Combs offered $1 million to anyone willing to kill Tupac Shakur and Death Row Records CEO Suge Knight. It's important to note that Sean Combs has never ever been charged in connection to Tupac Shakur's death.
You can't make Diddy up, bro. He's done too much, bro.
The night that Tupac Shakur was killed, a witness testified that Eric Zip Martin, an associate of Sean Combs, gave Keefe the gun the night that Tupac was shot.
While that mystery can be said to be solved, the fans of the deceased rapper X.
And yeah, how that situation played out and why Keefe D ended up going to prison is because Keefe D didn't get any of that money. The guy Zip, who they just showed on the screen, he went to Diddy and collected the money for Keefe D. Then told Keefe D he never got the money. Keefe D went back to Diddy like, yo, where the money? Diddy like, what money? He couldn't talk about it no more. You get what I'm saying? Because he didn't want to be held liable. But Diddy gave up $1 million to Zip, and Zip opened up a nightclub. Then somebody ended up unaliving Zip because you can see how all that stuff went, man. It's crazy, crazy story. Keefe D's in jail right now for killing Tupac right now.
Didn't just come out of nowhere. In fact, Drake and X had been involved in the beef since Drake's hit song KMT came out, which X claimed was a copy of his flow of his hit song Look at Me, while the young rapper was impressed.
It was.
Believe it or not, this is a claim that a lot of people seem to agree with.
Drake hit up a DJ that I fuck with, and bruh told me, he was like, yo, nigga Drake, watch your interview. He said he fuck with you. He saying he go call your manager within the next few days.
Okay.
So I'm amped up. Nigga, I fuck with Drake.
Yeah.
You feel me? Drake a genius. Initially, he was supposed to contact one of my managers, so he doesn't do it. That same fucking week, bro. Okay. Demon just got it. I get my bro in advance. Love is just got in my plan. I hear in my done. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? You could take his verse like they done mash up. I bet you was your mess. Hey, can't keep my dick in my pants. Hey, my cadence is literally just at the same tempo. It's not offbeat at all.
Now, it's important to note that X's flow on Look at Me is also very similar to Lil Uzi's song Super Saiyan Trunks, which was many months earlier before Look at Me. So it's not valid to say the flow was copied if he might have copied it from someone else as well. Anyways, things would heat up between them as X would now begin to mention Drake's mother and trash Drake for his fake accents. But Drake did not engage with any of the provocations.
Hey, tell Drake, Mom, I want some tapioca pudding. Hey, tell this pussy nigga Drake, stop speaking patois. You are not Jamaican. I'm a real fucking Jamaican. I'm from fucking Kingston. All of my family is from Kingston. Stop stealing my people's culture.
However, Drake's homie 600 Breezy from Chicago would get involved in the beef, which is now the main piece of evidence people are using to tie Drake to X's death.
Anytime I asked my homie, can I get on somebody's ass, he always say no, and this time he just gave me a shrug like it's whatever because he took.
Which X responded saying,
I got a couple niggas that'll knock you off in your own city. In your own fucking city.
However, when XXXTentacion was killed in a Bosch robbery, the Drake feature on Travis Scott's Sicko Mode was released. XXXTentacion's friend Tankhead started to spread this conspiracy that Drake was responsible for XXXTentacion's death and was mocking him in the music video. Tankhead pointed to a scene in the video where a figure resembling XXXTentacion gets crushed by a meteor. However, academics later debunked this theory.
Drake did not fucking direct it. Drake is not giving creative instructions when it comes to video. Travis Scott takes very much pride in crafting his videos and working with his team to come up with a visual experience. Drake is not coming on set like, yo,
I thought that was corny though.
Like for X that I could throw another shot at this guy who died.
But the conspiracies only got stronger during that time, as people would begin to look through Drake's music and begin insinuating that Drake was making references.
He was taking little shots at X.
Lines like this from his song Upset, where he says, I go out on tour and I say I'm drinking less, end up getting loose and getting pictures from my XXXX, SMS, XXX. That's the only time I ever shoot below the neck, which can easily be interpreted as taking pictures of girls as biddies, or XXXTentacion, who got shot in the neck. More recently, he alluded to the shooting of X again on his album Her Loss, which was described perfectly by my good friend Mario Perez.
This is probably one of the most controversial disses on Her Loss.
Maybe I should do it
20. Maybe I should break that 20, do a 10. Maybe I should break that 10, do a 5. Then if it gets live, do a 5 again. If he held his tongue on that live, he'd be alive again. Damn.
Now, this could be directed at anybody, but when you
Yeah, that I felt like it was towards X.
You get 2 10s. Do a 5. If it gets live, do another 5. You now have 3 10s. 3 10s is 3 X's in Roman numerals. And we all know who dissed Drake and his mom on live. XXX Tentacion.
What made it even worse was the fact that before X died, he put out an Instagram story saying if anyone Drake, I'm snitching right now. To this day, a significant number of people believe Drake has something to do with the murder, especially since he was named in the court documents for X's case last year. But that's not the only conspiracy theory Drake seems to be a part of. After getting cooked on Pusha T's earth-shattering diss track, Story of Adidon, it was rumored that Drake had laid down a vicious response for both Pusha and Kanye, who had gotten himself involved in the beef. However, Jay Prince, label boss of Drake's label boss, said stop it since it went too far.
You know, my reasons for pulling the plug and having that conversation with him to pull the plug was simply because it crossed the line of music, you know what I mean? That's a song I'm sure everybody heard it by now. That's disrespecting Drake mama, his daddy, you know, his friend that's sick, 40. That crosses the line of
I don't know if it crosses the line.
Somewhere out of his character to do what I know what he was about to do to Kanye, and both of them would have been damaging, you know what I mean?
I don't know if it crosses the line because Drake always crosses the line first. Drake crossed the line first with Pusha T talking about Pusha T's wife. Drake crossed the line first with Kendrick Lamar talking about Kendrick Lamar's wife. You know, Drake crosses the line first for the most part.
And I spoke with Kanye. Right. So Kanye, you know, he explained to me, man, I'm a family man and I don't want this either, you know, and me and Kanye got a history.
But as we know, in 2024, things are not looking good for Drake in the diss battle side of things, despite him stooping to the opponent's level. However, on a lighter note, we have a conspiracy that Gucci Mane got cloned after being released from prison, which he seemed to buy into.
Yeah, I'm a lot of these conspiracies, I think some of them are true. Like the one with Suge Knight, we just seen it, Eazy-E dying by HIV. I believe he beat him up and injected him with HIV. That's what I honestly believe. The Drake one, I don't think Drake unalived X. I don't think so, honestly. I think X was an unfortunate situation, but I think Drake is being a weirdo and trying to claim work that ain't his. He's just being weird, but he's weird like that. You get what I'm saying? So leave a comment what you think about some of these conspiracies. I think they were dope. Shout out bro for this video. This was dope. And it's your boy, what's up, G? Don't forget to drop a like, comment, subscribe. We're on the road to 10K. I think we just hit, what, 2,500? Yeah, shout out to us. Shout out to y'all for holding it down. I was actually under the weather for the last few days, and y'all was holding it down. I seen the views. I seen the comments, and I appreciate that a lot, y'all. All right, so it's your boy, what's up, G? I'm out. If anybody told you they love y'all today, I love y'all. Yeah, this was a dope video.